Hello everyone, my name is Edward James. I'm the head of Mead Insight. Mead Insight is of course the research, analysis and consulting arm of the Mead business. We do various feasibility and consultancy studies, and of course one of the main aspects of what we do is our premium research reports. Our most recent report is the Iraqi Oil and Gas Projects Market Report 2013, written by my colleague Adil Mirza. Adil is the oil and gas expert at Mead covering Iraq and has produced this really heavy, bulky, 250-page plus report that's really filled with excellent details, maps, diagrams and so forth. Adil, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about the report and explain why it's pertinent to write about the Iraqi oil and gas sector.
Sure. Well, the Iraq projects market in the oil and gas sector is one of the fastest growing markets in the region, soon to overtake Kuwait and Oman. And it's possibly the biggest potential for engineering, procurement and construction firms in the wider region, possibly in the world, with its ambitious targets to increase its oil production from around 3 million barrels a day today to something like 12 million barrels a day, although they're currently revising their targets, and this is a subject that we deal with in the report.
Obviously, it's an area of growing investment. I mean, people have been talking about the Iraq oil and gas projects market for a while, but investment until relatively recently has been quite limited. So are you expecting that to change?
That's right. Until 2012, investment in the oil and gas sector was pretty limited. They signed a raft of production contracts with international oil firms, and since then activity has ramped up. They've signed a number of engineering, procurement, construction contracts and design deals, and this will ramp up as the years go on. This year should, if all goes well, beat last year's record, and we should see further growth in 2014 and 2015.
I mean, the scale of the future investment is absolutely massive. I mean, you talked about the really significant crude increment program that Iraq is currently engaged both with IOCs and through government-owned bodies. I mean, I'm just looking at some of the contract award figures here. I'm talking about billions of dollars being awarded in the last couple of years, and some of the just looking at the pipeline of projects with at least three world-scale refineries downstream, at least a dozen upstream fields being produced. And we're talking about millions of barrels a day of extra production and the associated pipeline networks and export facilities that are required. I mean, is it a safe bet to assume that we're talking about at least $100 billion of future contracts over the next decade or so? 100
billion seems about the minimum spent, depending on which targets that the oil ministry finally decides on, which we'll find out in 2015. But 100 billion sounds like the floor for the market.
So this report, I mean, it obviously contains information about the upstream, downstream, midstream sector as you would expect. But what really impresses me about it is the sheer level of detail within it. I mean, there are more than 200 graphs, tables, and maps covering almost every single aspect of the oil and gas industry in Iraq, including some power information as well. But you've got information about the top clients, the top contractors. You've got future pipeline network maps. You've got all field information and latest updates on the IOC field developments. So, I mean, it's fair to say it contains a lot of very exclusive information that you wouldn't find anywhere else.
Certainly, yep. This is an exclusive report based on our own data.